The blue sky over Manchester has never seemed so turbulent. On and off the pitch, the behind-the-scenes activity at the Etihad Stadium is buzzing with movements that promise to shake not just the club's direction, but the entire European football landscape. When Fabrizio Romano shows up with that phrase every fan knows, "Here we go," it means major news is breaking. And this time is no different. A recent revelation by the renowned transfer journalist has pointed out that Manchester City have their eyes on a prominent name in Italian football. The name Tijani Reinders, the Milan midfielder who recently extended his contract with the Rossoneri until 2030, now figures among the main targets of manager Pep Guardiola for the upcoming transfer window. Even with this new commitment signed with Milan, City's interest appears genuine and persistent. Guardiola, known for his obsession with intelligent and versatile midfielders, sees in Reinders a piece that could perfectly fit into his plans for a squad overhaul. At 26, the Dutchman is in peak form, frequently praised for his consistent performances in Serie A. Reinders has been drawing attention for his balance of technique, vision, and intensity. His style recalls the great midfielders of modern football, capable defensively, calmly orchestrating the build-up play, and regularly pushing forward, creating chances, and occasionally finishing with precision. Guardiola has reportedly already informed new sporting director Hugo Vanna that Reinders is someone he would like to count on for next season. Vanna, in fact, has started his role at the club with intensity. Restructuring the recruitment plans following Cheeky Begirstein's departure, he has placed Reinders high on the priority list for midfield reinforcements, especially given the uncertainty surrounding the future of Florian Wirtz, who could be on his way to Bayern Munich. According to sources close to the club, City are looking for two specific profiles: a pure playmaker, the classic number 10, and a midfielder with strong box-to-box capabilities. Reinders fits perfectly into the latter category. While Wirtz remains the favorite to take on the creative mantle left by Kevin De Bruyne, whose future is also up in the air, Reinders' name is gaining traction behind the scenes. But the deal will not be straightforward. Milan, as expected, are not keen to ease the player's departure. Figures circulating suggest an asking price of approximately $51 million to even initiate negotiations. A high figure, certainly, but one that does not deter City, well used to investing heavily in key reinforcements. Should this signing materialize, the internal consequences could be immediate. One of the most talked about names in the club's corridors is Bernardo Silva. With his future uncertain, rumors suggest the English club have already given the green light for him to seek a new team at the end of the season. Benfica, the club where Bernardo began his career, is reportedly among the main contenders to bring him back. If Bernardo departs, Reinders could be the ideal replacement. Both operate in similar roles, occupying the same spaces on the pitch, with a playing style based on mobility, tactical intelligence, and strong game reading. The transition would be natural, almost symbolic. A new maestro for City's midfield, ready to continue the legacy left by some of the club's great names. Meanwhile, another name is gaining strength behind the scenes at City: Xavi Simons. The young Dutchman, currently at RB Leipzig, is seen as one of the most promising talents of his generation. At just 22, Simons already stands out as one of the most creative attacking midfielders in European football, and City's management believe he could be the natural successor to Kevin De Bruyne. City's interest in Simons is not new. The club have been monitoring him for some time, and with Leipzig missing out on the next edition of the Champions League, the prospect of a transfer becomes even more realistic. Simons, signed by the German club for around $42 million in January, could be available for a slightly higher amount, somewhere around $60 million. Despite the hefty fee, Manchester City are reportedly willing to pay the price, considering the player's potential and the transitional phase approaching. With De Bruyne possibly leaving the club this summer, finding someone capable of filling that role, both on the pitch and within the team hierarchy, is a priority. And Simons appears to possess all the necessary attributes for the task: refined technique, creativity to break lines, and a unique decision-making ability in the final third. New sporting director Hugo Vanna's mission is to accelerate this transitional process, ensuring City maintain their high standards even amid the potential departure of key players. Alongside Reinders and Simons, names like Morgan Gibbs-White are also being monitored, but all indications suggest City are aiming high and are prepared to do whatever it takes to secure these reinforcements. However, the club's focus is not solely on the midfield. The right-back position is also under the spotlight. Rico Lewis, young and promising, has shown defensive consistency but lacks offensive presence. Although his pass completion rate is excellent, his attacking contributions are virtually non-existent. No meaningful assists, no goals from constructed plays, and very few decisive actions in the final third. In light of this, the club have already moved ahead and agreed personal terms with a potential replacement. That player is Nicolo Savona, a Juventus right-back who has impressed both in the youth ranks and in the senior team of the Old Lady. Savona, in addition to being defensively solid, brings more aggressive attacking attributes, capable of supporting the attack with presence, creating chances and even scoring goals, traits Guardiola values highly in his fullbacks. The plan is clear: to ensure a more dynamic alternative in the position and broaden the squad's tactical possibilities. Savona joins names like Wesley França from Flamengo and Tino Livramento from Newcastle on the list of scouted players. But indications are that the Italian is the priority, with negotiations at an advanced stage. Meanwhile, another familiar name could be returning to the Etihad. Pedro Porro, currently at Tottenham, has once again appeared on City's radar. The Spanish right-back, who joined the English club in 2019 but never made a first-team appearance, could be brought back to fill the gap left by Kyle Walker, who departed mid-season. The idea of bringing Porro back has gained traction in recent days, despite strong interest from Bayern Munich and Barcelona. Even with potential resistance from Tottenham, it is believed that an offer in the range of 50–55 million could change the landscape. Porro has publicly expressed his respect for City, despite never having had the opportunity to play for the club. His return would be both symbolic and strategic, reclaiming a talent that perhaps left too soon. With so many names on the radar, it's evident that Manchester City are preparing for a major overhaul. The coming season could mark the beginning of a new cycle at the club, with fresh faces, renewed ideas, and an even more versatile squad. Pep Guardiola, despite criticism and frustrations this season, remains the central figure in this project, and with the backing of Hugo Vanna, the expectation is that the citizens will return stronger than ever. But what about you, fan? What do you make of these moves? Does Reinders have the profile to replace Bernardo Silva? Could Simons really fill the void De Bruyne would leave? And between Savona and Porro, who's the better fit for right-back? Stay tuned, because this is just the beginning of the twists and turns at Manchester City. With City's transfer activity gaining momentum, the outlook becomes even more exciting for the fans. The potential reinforcements, squad changes, and tactical adjustments from Pep Guardiola suggest that the club is not only preparing for the near future, but is also aiming to dominate the European scene in a renewed way over the coming years. Every move in the transfer market now carries strategic intent, reflected not only in player signings but also in how Manchester City is positioning itself as one of the most dynamic clubs in the market. While the right-back position is being strengthened with the possible addition of Savona, the imminent departure of Kevin De Bruyne remains the lingering topic hanging over City's future. The Belgian, one of the greatest stars in world football, has been the heart and soul of the team for years. His vision, line-breaking passes, and presence in midfield have defined City's recent triumphs. But with his potential exit, whether due to contractual matters or a change in circumstances, the club knows it cannot be at the mercy of a single player. This is where Guardiola's broader strategy comes into play. Midfield versatility becomes even more crucial. While Simons is a clear option to replace De Bruyne, Guardiola is also aware of the importance of diversifying tactical options. That's why City, even with major targets like Reinders and Simons, remains attentive to other opportunities, not only to replace players, but to enrich its style of play. In the market, names like Morgan Gibbs-White continue to be monitored, But the focus is on finding not just direct replacements, but players who bring something extra, a different dynamic that allows City to evolve. The City midfield, therefore, is undergoing a significant transformation. Reinders and Simons fit perfectly within Guardiola's philosophy, offering both balance and the ability to shift the tempo of a match. And when we speak of shifting tempo, what Pep truly desires is unpredictability, a new way to press opponents, a team capable of being lethal in any area of the pitch. With the possible integration of Reinders, the transition from defense to attack gains greater fluidity, enabling City to adapt more swiftly to different phases of the game. But the overhaul does not stop there. Looking at the defense, Kyle Walker's departure has raised further questions about the right-back position. Matheus Nunes, having been used in this role as a makeshift solution, has shown competence, but is not the ideal option for a team looking to dominate competitions. The search for a world-class right-back is now more urgent than ever. That's where names like Savona gain relevance. Savona, who has been impressing at Juventus, is a full-back who not only defends well, but also possesses the ability to be decisive in attack. This is something Guardiola demands from his wide players, and the Italian appears to be an excellent option. His ability to push forward, deliver assists, and even score goals makes him a coveted asset, especially when compared to Lewis, who, although competent, still lacks the offensive aggression that City requires. Savona has demonstrated considerable talent in Juventus's youth setup and senior team, standing out for his versatility. He has excellent game reading and technical skill, allowing him not only to defend effectively, but also to be actively involved in building attacking moves. He is the type of player Guardiola admires, tactically intelligent, capable of understanding the complexity of the game and contributing in various ways, whether by creating chances or protecting the back line. It is also worth noting that by targeting players like Savona, Manchester City is preparing for the future. The squad renewal goes beyond established stars. Pep Guardiola is investing in players with potential, capable of developing within his system, and Savona, with his youth and quality, fits that profile perfectly. But the updates do not stop there. The situation in attack is also shifting, and with the potential departure of some key players, a renewal is on the horizon. Jack Grealish, who has experienced a season of ups and downs, could be living his final moments at City. His inconsistency in certain matches has raised concerns, and should the club choose to move on, new names will be considered to bring creativity and depth to the attack. This is where Pedro Porro enters the conversation. The Tottenham left-back has been a name discussed among fans and analysts, not just for his versatility and defensive abilities, but also for his considerable attacking potential. Porro is the kind of player who could undoubtedly add a new dimension to Guardiola's side. His agility and skill on the ball are traits that would certainly appeal to any top-level manager. Porro, who was previously part of Manchester City, could be on the verge of a return, and such a move would not come as a surprise. The transfer market has its complexities, and as we've seen before, City does not hesitate to bring back players when they believe there is still more they can offer. With Tottenham's current struggles, Porro's market value may have dropped, making him an even more attractive option for City, who, unlike other clubs, are not afraid to invest in familiar faces. With Porro's potential arrival, or the continued search for reinforcements, it is clear that Manchester City will not rest. Even amid a season full of challenges and unexpected results, the club remains committed to its mission of being competitive on all fronts. The transformation is not only about replacing players, but also about ensuring Guardiola's tactical system continues to evolve, adapt, and remain unpredictable. As part of this renewal plan, work is also being done in the defensive sector. City is keeping an eye on potential signings to further strengthen its back line. Although the current focus is on the right-back position, other areas of the pitch could also see movement. The future is unpredictable, but City's direction is clear: to maintain squad strength and build an even more competitive team. Now, the big question for Manchester City is how all of this will come together. The 2025-26 season promises to be one of the most exciting in the club's recent history, with the renewal of a team that is already a powerhouse but wants to remain at the pinnacle of world football. Pep Guardiola, with his unique vision, remains the key to this long-term strategy. And with the moves currently underway, it seems City is more than ready to continue writing its success story. So, City fans, what do you make of these developments? What are your thoughts on the potential arrivals of Reinders, Simons, or Savona? Is City on the right path? Share your opinion in the comments, as the transfer window promises plenty of surprises. And Manchester City is gearing up for the next chapter of its journey. With every transfer window, the anticipation surrounding Manchester City continues to grow. Under the leadership of Pep Guardiola, the club is constantly on the move, refining its squad and seeking new ways to remain competitive on the European stage. Although the current season has been a mix of triumphs and challenges, the club's clear objective remains to consolidate itself as the most dominant team not only in England, but across all of Europe. With names such as Reinders, Simons, Savona, and Porro circulating as potential reinforcements, it is evident that City is preparing for an even more successful future. The idea is not only to bring in high-profile stars, but also to invest in players with the potential to become key pieces in Guardiola's system. The focus is on sustaining success and renewing a squad that, while already having achieved great feats, understands that the future demands constant adaptation. The transfer market is not just about acquiring the best players, but also about identifying the team's strategic needs. In Manchester City's case, restructuring the midfield and evolving the right-back position are two of the top priorities. As previously discussed, the center of the park, particularly with the potential departure of Kevin De Bruyne, needs reinforcement with players capable of maintaining the fluidity and creativity that have made City stand out in recent years. Reinders, with his vision and ability to control the tempo of the game, emerges as an excellent option. Simons, on the other hand, is seen as an ideal replacement in terms of playmaking, a player who can fill the void left by De Bruyne should he indeed depart the club. His adaptability to Guardiola's playing style and his capacity to be decisive in key moments make him a figure who could help keep City at the summit. But it is at right-back where City could make a significant step forward in strengthening the team. With Kyle Walker's departure, the club has been left without a high-caliber option in that position. The temporary solution of using players like Matheus Nunes in an improvised role has not provided the stability the team requires. The arrival of a fullback like Savona, who offers greater attacking threat and a playing style aligned with City's needs, could be the missing piece to make the team even more complete. Moreover, Savona also brings a winning mentality, a trait Guardiola always prioritizes in his players. His experience at Juventus, performing in high-level competitions, could prove fundamental for the type of football Manchester City demands, both defensively and in attacking support. His ability to contribute in the final third with assists and goals could provide the depth City is seeking, especially in a position where quality crossing and finishing have sometimes been lacking. Another name emerging as a possible addition to the defensive unit is Pedro Porro. Although the fullback has a history linked to a failed transfer from City to Tottenham, the shift in context and Tottenham's current state could open the door to his return. Porro has been one of the Premier League's best right-backs, and given City's previous interest in signing him, this could be the right time to attempt to bring him back. With Walker's potential departure and the need to reinforce the right side of defense, Porro appears to be a viable solution, especially considering his track record of strong performances at Sporting and his recent transfer to Tottenham. However, competition will be fierce. Bayern Munich and Barcelona are also keeping an eye on the player, and the negotiation could turn into a genuine battle among Europe's giants. City, however, possesses the financial means and appeal to potentially persuade Porro to return to his original home. This is where the role of Hugo Vanna, Manchester City's new sporting director, becomes crucial. The way he is shaping the club's future, seeking strategic reinforcements and maintaining a long-term vision, is being closely watched with great expectations. With the transfer window approaching, More names are likely to emerge on the negotiation table, and City will be ready to act swiftly. The biggest challenge for Manchester City will be ensuring that all these changes take place without destabilizing the solid foundation that has been built over the years. Guardiola, a master of tactical adaptation, knows how to integrate new talents into his system. However, the arrival of several new players, combined with the expected departures, will require careful management to ensure the transition is smooth and the team continues to compete at the highest level of world football. The key to Manchester City's success in the coming seasons will lie not only in high-profile signings, but in Guardiola's and his technical staff's ability to integrate these new faces into the collective, striking a balance between maintaining the playing philosophy that has brought so much success and incorporating new ideas and talents will be critical for the club to remain competitive. Finally, while City's future looks promising, supporters should also brace themselves for some challenges. The potential exits of figures like De Bruyne, Bernardo Silva, and even the uncertainty surrounding the futures of key players such as Jack Grealish and Ederson place the club in a period of transformation. However, Manchester City has consistently shown over the years that it knows how to handle change and still maintain its level of excellence. As always, Manchester City prepares for the upcoming season with the goal not only of competing, but of winning everything possible. The pursuit of new talents, the renewal of the squad, and Guardiola's relentless work will be the main ingredients to keep the club on the path to success. And you, Manchester City fan, how do you see these moves? Do you think the club is making the right decisions? Comment below and share your thoughts on the club's next steps. The transfer window promises plenty of surprises, and Manchester City, as always, will be at the heart of it all. And if you've made it this far, it's because you truly live and breathe Manchester City just like we do. So don't forget, give this video a like, because that really helps spread news about our club to more passionate fans like you. And of course, if you're not yet subscribed, now's the time. Hit that subscribe button. Here, you'll always find the hottest updates, full analysis, behind-the-scenes content, rumors, and everything happening on and off the pitch with our Manchester City. There's a lot to come this transfer window, and you won't want to miss a single detail. Also, turn on the notification bell so you're always in the loop on the latest. Thank you so much for sticking with us until the end. We'll see you in the next video. Until then.